Hi friends, today we are going to see about input-output functions. So basically input-output functions are used to either display any data on the monitor, which can be done using printf statements in C program, or it is used for reading some data from the keyboard using scanf functions. So if you are using C program, if you want to print some output or get some input from the keyboard, that can be done through input output functions. All these functions are available in stdio.h header file. So whenever you are writing a program where you are going to use either printf or scanf, then we need to include this header file, that is stdio.h. So let's start with the printf functions. Okay, printf is, as I said, it is used for displaying the data on the monitor. Now, what data you can display it onto the output? That is, the data can be either of any of these data types. It can be of character data type or integer, that is a whole number, float, floating point numbers, octal or an hexadecimal values. These all types of output you can display using printf in a specific, that is formatted way. For printf statements, whenever you want to display these values, we need to use just format specifiers, as we have already discussed in data type topic. We'll just revise what are the format specifiers available in printf statements. Okay, so for integer data type, the format specifier is %d. For float, it is %f. For double, it is %lf. For character, it is %c. And for string, it is %s. So whenever you want to display these values, we need to compulsory use the printf format specifiers, which will tell the compiler that what type of value you are going to display it onto the monitor. Also, a very much useful backslash character that is used in printf is the /n character. So this character, backslash character, can be add a new line in the printf statement. So after displaying a particular line, if you want to incorporate or add a new line, then use /n in your printf statement. So let's see how to use printf statements. What is the syntax of using a printf statement? So printf, all in small letters, which is an inbuilt functions available in stdio.h. Now it is inside the bracket. It is divided into two parts. One is control string and another one is argument list. In control string, you can decide what type of formatting you want to apply to the output that you want to display. Also, you need to specify the format specifier. The format specifier will help you to know what type of value you are going to display it onto the monitor. In arg1 to arg2, argn means you can have any argument list here. This will hold the value which you want to display it onto the screen. So let's understand this with an example. Suppose if I have an integer variable a whose value is initially 5. I want to display the value of a onto the monitor. I'll be using the printf statement. So printf in bracket, you will have two parts. One is the control string and another is the argument list. Right now I want to display only the one value, that is a. So in argument list I will only have a. In control string, I want to display the value of a. So a is of integer data. The format specifier, as we have seen above here, that is, it is %d. So you write down %d in double quotes. Means it will tell the compiler that you are going to display an integer value, and this value you will get it from the variable a. Okay, so whatever value you have in a, that is, the value is 5. This 5 would be displayed onto the screen. Now say for example, I want the output in a specific formatted manner. So you can change the printf statement accordingly. You can see the second example here, printf in double quotes. This is my control string complete. Means this is the way I am going to get the output. So I've written here value of a is, so it will be printed as it is onto the monitor. Then I have written %d, that is the format specifier. Instead of %d, the value of some variable would be displayed, and that variable is here a. So whatever value you have it in a will be displayed in place of %d. So the final output that you will get is value of a is as it is, because it is mentioned in double quotes, that is your control string. And instead of %d, the value of a is displayed, that is 5. So this was about your printf statements. Let's see one example of printf statement for displaying all these values using a C program. Now for that I'm going to use Dev C++. It's a editor come compiler. Okay, here in using this editor you are going to write down the program. It has GCC compiler inside this which will help us to compile your program and get the output. So now we'll see how to print different types of values like integer, float, character using Dev C++. So first, file, new, source file. Here we are going to write down our program. We'll start with the comment part. Okay, I'm writing what is this program all about. So program to display values using printf statement. First, void main will have a main block. Inside this, we'll write down different executable statements. Each and every C program should have a main module or a main function. Then I'll create a variable integer a whose initial value is equal to 5 and another variable b whose initial value is equal to 10. I'll make another variable of float. Say the variable name is C and the value is 12.56. Next variable is of character data type. The variable name is D and the initial value I have placed is Y and all the lines with semicolon. Now I want to display all these values onto the monitor using printf statement. So how we are going to write down printf? Printf, the first will have the control string, that is integer value is. This particular statement would be printed as it is onto the monitor. Now I want to display the values. I'll use the format specifier %d because I want to display integer value. End it with /n, that is for new line time. Means after this statement a new line would be added. From where will I get the integer value? That is from a. In argument list I'll write down a. End it with semicolon. So this is my first printf statement. This is my control string and this one is my argument list. So right now I'm going to display only one value which is stored in A and which is of integer data type. So the format specifier uses %d. Similarly, you can display all the other values. If I want to display the float value, I'll just copy paste it in, pasted it. Instead of integer, I'll write down float. Format specifier would be %f. The variable is C. Again, paste it. Now I want to display a character value. So for character, the format specifier is C, %c, and my variable name is T. Also, I want to display octal and hexadecimal values. So for that, I'll write down here octal. For octal, we have the format specifier %o. And in this time, the variable would be B. This particular B, which is in decimal 10. This I'll display it in an octal format using %o format specifier. Similarly, for hexadecimal, the format specifier is X and the variable name would be P. Okay, so this was all about my program where I'm using different printf statements. The first printf statement will display an integer value which is stored in variable A. The second printf statement would display float value which is stored into a C variable. The third one is going to display a character stored in D and the next two are for displaying octal and hexadecimal value which of the number which is stored in B. Then afterwards save your file. So for saving your file, go to file menu and save, or you can directly use Ctrl S shortcut key. Give the name of the file. So my file name is, say for example, display. From save as type, use C source file because each and every C file should be stored with .c extension and then save it. So my file has been saved, my program has been written. Now I compile my program. So for compiling my program, go to execute and compile. The shortcut key is F9. So press compile. If there are any errors in your program, you will get the message in the bottom panel. So incompatible implicit declaration of printf statements. Okay. Now in this case, what you need to do is include the header file because the printf is not recognized here. So before that we need to include stdio.h file. Save your file. Okay, again go to execute and compile your program. Now there are no errors and no warnings. Okay, because printf function is available in stdio.h header file, the library file. So we need to include this particular file in my program. So there are no errors, no warning. My exe file is being generated. That is my binary file. Now I need to run this particular file or execute. So for that, go to file execute menu and then click on the run option. And here is the output. You can see here because of the first printf statement, I have got integer value is instead of %d, the value of a is displayed, that is 5. Second printf statement, it is float value is. First in C I have value 12.56, but here it has been displayed as 12.56 and 4 zeros because the default precision after decimal point is 6 digits. So after decimal point you will have 6 digits. The next is character value is Y because I've stored Y value in variable D. The octal value is 12 because for decimal 10 the octal value is 12. And similarly, the hexadecimal value for decimal 10 is A. So A is printed. Press any key to continue. If you want to move out of this particular window, just press any key and you will come out of the window. So this was all about how to use printf statement. Now next is scanf function. Scanf function is used for reading some value from the keyboard through your C program. Okay. So now again the same thing, that is scanf helps us to read character, integer, float, octal and hexadecimal values from the keyboard. So you can read any of these particular values from the keyboard using scanf function. The same format specifiers are used in Scanf also for integer %d, for float %f, for double %lf, character is %c and string it is %s. So you can use this format specifier that we have used in printf functions. Now the syntax. What is the syntax of scanf function? The same thing, the scanf, instead of printf we'll be writing scanf, then we'll have the control string and the argument list. Here you can notice here that before every argument we have a sign that is ampersand. Ampersand is known as address of operator. It's a unary operator. It means that we are going to store the values whatever we read from the keyboard at the address of arg1 or at the address of arg2 and so on. Okay, so at these addresses are the addresses of your memory. Avoid using /n in scanf function. You will not get any compiler error but face problems while inputting your data in from the keyboard. So don't use /n or any backslash characters in scanf function. Let's see one example of using scanf function. I have an integer variable a. Right now a does not have any value. You can say it has a garbage value. I want to store my value inside the variable a. So for that I'll use scanf function. In control string I'll mention the format specifier. Since a is of integer data type, the format specifier is %d. Now whatever value I'm going to input, that would be stored where? It would be stored at address of a. Means in memory, this is your memory. You have number of different locations. One memory location is given the name as A. Say the address of this memory is 1000. So when you write address of A means the address of A is 1000. So at this particular location, whatever value you will input, it would be stored here. So this is the way you have to use scanf, that is control string and argument list. Each argument should be preceded with ampersand sign. Okay, let's see one example of scanf and printf together used in Dev C++. So again, I'll write down a new program. This is my new file. Hash include stdio.h void main. I'll take a variable integer a. First, I'll write down the printf statement. Here, I'll simply write a message onto the screen that enter a value. Okay, /n and then semicolon. Okay, so here I have not mentioned the argument list, means enter a value, whatever is the control string that is placed in double quotes will be printed as it is onto the monitor. I'll use scanf function. I want to input the value in A. A is of integer data type, so the format specifier is %d, comma, don't forget ampersand sign and A. End it with semicolon. Now I want to display the value of A. So value entered is %d slash n and A. Okay, so value entered is, instead of %d, the value of A would be displayed onto the monitor. What is my next step is to compile my program to check for the errors. Okay, whenever the first time is you need to save your file. So give the file name as, I've given the file name as input. See, it's my C source file, save it, compile your program. There are no errors, no warnings. So you can go and run the program, or you can say execute the program. Now you can see here, enter a value that has been displayed because of the printf statement. So I'll enter some integer value. Say the value I've entered is 45. This 45 gets stored in the variable A. Now when I'll press enter, value entered is 45, means this is because of my printf statement. Okay, so 45 got stored in A, and because in my printf statement I mentioned value entered is %d, so the value of A is displayed onto the screen. Okay, so this was all about the printf and scanf functions. Other than this printf and scanf, we have different other input output functions available in C programming language. You can read a character using scanf function, in which the format specifier would be %c. Similarly, there are other ways of reading a character from the keyboard. For that, we have two functions, getChar and getCh. So getChar and bracket means it is used to input a character. Whatever character you are going to input, it will be stored in the variable C. Similarly, getch is also used for inputting a character. The character that you entered would be stored in character C. The difference between getchar and getch is, whenever you use getchar means the character would be displayed onto the screen. Whenever you will input the value, it would be displayed also onto the screen. But in getch, it would not be displayed onto the screen. The character won't get displayed onto the screen. That is displaying a character, you can use printf or you can use putchar and putch. So putchar in brackets C means the whatever value is stored in the variable C would be displayed onto the screen, or you can use putch also. Similarly, for reading a string, that is a word from the keyboard, then you can use cat function. Character, data type. How you're going to declare a string variable? Use a character data type, the name of the variable. Inside square bracket, you can write down how I mentioned here an integer value 10. Means maximum 10 characters word can be, or a string can be inputted in str. To input a string, we have getS function, bracket str, means whatever character string we are going to enter will be stored in str. Play a string, we have putS function and bracket str, means whatever value we have in str would be displayed onto the screen. Let's see getchar getch using a simple program. So again, I'm going to make a new file, hash include stdio.h void main. Now I'm going to use the data type character. My variable name is, say for example, x. Okay, so first I'll write down printf statement, enter a character session semicolon. Instead of scanf, now I'm going to use getchar function. Getchar, and whatever data we are going to input will be stored in x. So x is equal to getchar. Okay. I want to display the value of this, so putchar x semicolon. Before that, again I'll write down one printf statement, printf character entered is %s(n). Okay, and it with semicolon. Okay, so this is, I've entered a line, printf statement entered the character. The character input I'm going to do using getchar. get char means the whatever character I'll press from the keyboard that would be displayed on the screen and it would be stored in the variable x. Then this printf statement would be displayed as it is onto the monitor. Put char x means the value for this whichever is inputted in x would be displayed onto the screen. Now save your file, give some char input and the extension should be .c. So C source file, save it. Now compile your program. There are no errors, no warnings. Run your program. Because of the printf statement is entered, a character is displayed. Now I'm going to enter a character, say R. So this R will be stored in the variable X. Next, because of next printf character entered is displayed. Slash n means it will go to the new line and put char x means the value of x, that is R, would be displayed onto the screen. Okay. Now instead of get char, suppose if I use get ch and put ch for instead of put char, I'm using put ch. So let's see what change output change you will have it in this. So first compile your program, then run your program if there are no errors. So enter the character. Now I'm pressing the character T, but it would not be displayed onto the screen because of get ch. The character is not echoed onto the screen. Next line is character entered is because of the printf statement, and the next value third line is T, that is because of your put chx. Okay, so we've seen the difference between get char and get ch using a very simple program. So this was all about the various input output functions like printf, scanf, get char, get ch, get s, put s, and so on. Thank you very much. Goodbye.